Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for always keeping track with me on my, YouTube channel, Ask Transformation for the Better. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate, indeed, of course, I appreciate. Back in your space, I'm just speaking about leadership. Politicians are the least people you can trust with your loyalty because they can change at any time depending on how the game is going. They will change the goalposts in their favor. And so I hold the view that going forward we'll need us to bring in place kind of leadership that embraces mentorship, that will build up the young people who are going to come and take over leadership from us. Because if you think you're the best year in, year out, you have no business complaining why the likes of the Museveni and so many other African leaders across the African continent desire to stay and die on power. You have no business. With us, you are positioning yourselves to take up those MP seats and all other leadership. You keep complaining about the top job, but I hold the view that going forward will need us to walk the talk. All of us, we have got to realize that we have got to act the democracy, and it does not need anybody from out there to describe for us what democracy is all about, but rather we can define our democracy according to what is best known to all of us. And so going forward will need us to embrace that mentorship leadership, that you do not think you're the best, you're the only one with the vision, because I tell you for sure Uganda has always been there. Trust me, before 1962 Uganda has been there. Even after 1978, after the overthrow of Milton Obote through the UNLA and the Tanzanian force, Uganda has been there. After the 1986 up to today, Uganda has always been there. So don't tell us about you only having the vision and only having the mind, because Uganda is going to be there even long after you're gone. And so going forward we'll need us to embrace the leadership that mentors, that bring more leaders to, because Julius Nyerere was right when he said, leadership, you only become successful when your successors have succeeded. So the people we have mentored, if they have succeeded, then you have really come out to be a great leader. And until when you are you can give out some of your power, but you still have some power, that means you're really powerful. And that's the direction I wish us to build, the kind of leadership, to have us go ahead in the African continent. Have a cause, and if you have a cause, you have to fight for that cause which you have, come for, like the likes of Nelson Mandela Madiba from South Africa. He had a cause. He fought for the apartheid, the apartheid struggle in South Africa. After getting it, he had one term in office. After that, he was gone. That is a real cause, and is worth talking about because he fought for something. He has fought for it. He has, leadership, you leave it when everybody else needs you. Though some of you complain and claim that, they are forcing you to lead. Who forces you to lead? Some of you, you just talk those things. You do not know what it is. You just fix yourself on people and you want to tell the world that, they want you. Who wants you? And for who? For what? So, leadership should look at, uniting us, not dividing us. And I'm telling you, politics should not be a cutthroat competition where, people, I'm not saying it figuratively, but throats are actually being cut. But I hold the view that going forward will need us to have competitions of ideas and ideologies, things that are going to work for the common men and women, the people who are, the downtrodden, who are suffering. Those are the people we should focus our leadership upon to fix everything which is not right. And that is what leadership is all about. When everybody is complaining, when everything is not going right, that's when you see real leadership. Because anybody can lead. I tell you for free, anybody can lead when things are rolling good, everything is moving well. Like you can see in America, Trump can say anything, he can do anything, but the system is in place that will fix everything, will move in the right direction, So that's the kind of leadership we need to embrace across the African continent, you know. And so let's have the vision. If we have the vision, let's fight for it, but not, to focus ourselves on positioning ourselves, on the MP seat. You're coming 3, 4, 5 times. You're still complaining about dictatorship of the Museveni regime. No, you've got to walk the talk. Those who you have mentored, let them come and take over from you, because it's not all about you. But I want to thank Dr. Kizza Besigye for coming out, not to come in the race again, and giving chance for other people to take it up, the flag for FDC. That's the kind of leadership we need to do. And before even that, he had left it, to give other people a chance before coming to that, becoming to this flag bearer thing. So that's the kind of leadership we need to embrace. Though better, they say better late than never. It should have been earlier. But if you have a cause, we have got to fight for it. And that should make us to go forward. For me, I'm not interested in discussing Museveni. It's non-issue. It's not worth discussing. It's not worth talking about. Don't get me wrong, guys. He's done something for the country, Uganda, but I tell you, history will judge us harshly. The NRM regime, history will judge you people harshly. Because 35 years, even if you had to play with our nation for 20 years, I tell you, you could have done something in the last 15 years. They have done something, yes, but it's not worth talking about, comparing the 35 years of forcing themselves on Ugandans. That is the thing. So it's not worth talking about. Somebody worth talking about is the likes of Captain Thomas Sankara, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah from Ghana. Those are the people who have, done something, and you can see it for sure. And you can talk about them because they have fought their cause and they left it. The likes of Julius Nyerere from Tanzania, bringing Tanzania and, bringing Zanzibar and Tanzania to form Tanzania, and, leading and then leaving it, let it go for other people to take on. Those are the people you can talk about. They are worth talking about, but not people who, they're in the business of crushing people with the blood in their hand. People who are, no. Come on, guys. We can do better. Even if you are coming from a different nation, even if you are coming from a different planet, for once, you could come back to a place of peace where you think Ugandans matter, and you talk and do things in a way that will help us. And going forward, we need us not to embrace the corruption, the impunity, the self-centeredness, kind of leadership that everybody wants it for themselves, and we are not in the business of creating more leaders to come and lead along with us. It's not only your job. The country belongs to everybody else. And so we have got to inculcate in people great morals that they will come up to embrace and portray the great leadership that we all wish for our nation. And by the way, what is it that we need? All of us, we need the same things. We need education, we need health, let's talk about children going to schools to get the education, to create them to be more of the innovators and creators of jobs, and doing things that are going to be practical, and they will come out with real items like the watches and many other brands. That's the kind of education we wish to go for. It's not the ones that the colonial masters left us with, to just learn the good English and we speak the good English and we cannot do anything for ourselves. I'm telling you, in the year 1957, when Ghana was left to, Ghana had their independence, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah said, even if we have got the independence and the rest of the African countries and have not yet gotten their ones, it doesn't make sense. So we have got to have us a sense of, us fighting together and moving in the right direction together. And I'm telling you, we have to also put in mind that Ethiopia and the likes of Liberia, they were not colonized. And so, but there is a sense in which we have got to work together, and we have got to put up in that institutional development that are focusing on building the banks, the building whatever institutions we all need for our nation and the continent at large. That is what will move us forward. Let us mechanize agriculture. Let us, take to mechanizing agriculture that we may have enough food to feed our people, and we do not need to depend on other people. We do not need to import maize from Mexico. We do not need to import chicken from Brazil to come to the African continent when we have all the land, we have all the food, we can feed our people, even our poultry, our animals, and we can do it. Let's put the judicial systems right, that people are not going to go through impunity and stuff like that, but rather we are alive and well in seeing that people get justice. Everybody gets the right thing they deserve, because everybody who has made any mess, they have got to be put behind bars, and they pay for it, and nobody will want to do something which is not right for the people. Because if I pinch you, it's painful, you don't wish to do it out to me. And the other thing is, we have got to, industrialize. Let's develop our nations to have a lot of industries, to have our people get the jobs they need, that our youth who are degrading year in, year out, they have something to do for themselves. That is the only way we are going to make ourselves better. And let us, bring back, if Uganda is to go forward, these are the things we need to be talking about. Let's put the health systems right, that people will have the hospitals and health centers right, and how poor women do not go and produce in darkness, but rather in light, and all the facilities available for them, that we will have ambulances in place. We have doctors and nurses who are well remunerated, and they have all the things that they deserve, the gadgets that they want to work with. We have got to have this in places. I think that term limit and age limit is a good thing. And going forward, we need us to reinstate that back. That is after Museveni is gone, because they have done this because they want to protect him on power. But I hold the view that going forward, we'll need us to reinstate our democracy back in place. That is having as well the term limit and the age limit, because I believe it's a good thing. My view is not very clear about this, but I believe that it's very good a thing for our nation, Uganda, and the African continent at large. And I want us to believe that we have got to benefit from the industrial revolution, the fourth industrial revolution, because we did not benefit of the first and the second. The third, we started to benefit something a bit, but this is a time that we need to do something, because every time you do something which is cheaper, faster, and better, that's what you will bring about revolution. And until when we Ugandans, Africans, will cause some revolution, we will always not matter. We will not have the money. We will not have things that are going to change and transform the world, and we will always not be mattering. And let's look at artificial intelligence, because we have got to do things differently. And finally, let's avoid greed, selfishness, corruption, and impunity. They should all be condemned. And let us rise up and do things in a better way. And I promise you, Afro-optimism is alive and well. There is someday that Africa is going to get better. There is someday that Uganda is going to get better. Because I see the young, brilliant men and women rising up to do things in a manner that is going to shape and rebuild the Pearl of Africa, my beloved Uganda, for God and my country. Thank you so much.